with people, organizations, and events that create community in and around Richmond Hill. A very culturally diverse community with lots of trees and streams and interesting people. I am always on the lookout for interesting podcast guests. And I found someone that fits this bill last week. I had an enjoyable Zoom call. Yes, I'm still in Honduras, so I'm not really meeting people. But I had a really good Zoom call with Jenn Silver. So welcome, Jenn.
Hi, Marge.
Hi, Jenn. I'm glad we found the time to have this conversation. I have lots of questions for you. Now, Jenn, you are the owner of a business called the Creative Caravan. That name is open for interpretation. So please describe what this is.
Yeah, the Creative Caravan, that was a great name that my partner and I came up with. The Creative Caravan is actually called that because it's a mobile creative experience company. We design hands-on workshop and we actually bring them to the people where they are in their spaces. So whether that's painting, candle making, or pottery, etc., we come to them to make it very accessible for everybody. And we're trying to create connections and confidence and create these safe spaces for people to, create whatever they want to do.
Where and why did you start this business?
I started the Creative Caravan. I actually worked in the corporate industry for over 15 years as a creative director and marketing director. And although I love leading teams and building brands, I really realized that the most meaningful moments for me in my career were when I was mentoring or creating these experiences for people and bringing them together. And so naturally, the Creative Caravan kind of spawned out of that because I saw a gap and I wanted to actually create these safe spaces for people to be productive elsewhere.
And again, when did you start this?
I started this officially about a year and a half ago. I've been doing it on and off unofficially for about 4 or 5 years, but the Creative Caravan was born about a year and a half ago.
Okay. And you're not in Richmond Hill, but you're near Richmond Hill, correct?
Correct. I'm actually in a little small town called Pottageville, and it's in the country. And I basically just reach out to all venues and people all around me.
Okay. Now, your logo, and it's a very cute logo, includes an image of an old-fashioned camper or RV. Do you have something like that to store and transport your supplies?
That would be ideal. But no, right now I am loading boxes into my car every time I go to a workshop. But the caravan is a vision. It's coming in year 2. So right now, the camper just symbolizes mobility and journey for us. But eventually, I'd love to have a fully branded Creative Caravan vehicle to go across country with.
I like that. Okay, so that is in your imagination, and good luck.
It's happening, yes, for sure.
Good luck with getting that to happen.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, I've become a big fan of spending an afternoon or evening making something. I leave the class just smiling. So say if one could take a test of participants before and then after they had taken the class. Significant improvements in how they felt could be found. I'd like you to describe this difference. I believe it's both having created something, but also just the creating process.
Yeah, that's a really thoughtful question because that's the most rewarding part of this job. I see people of all ages, from ages 6 up to 99, taking our classes, and each one has a totally different outcome and a totally different experience, I find. I find with adults, when they walk in, there's a hesitation. They feel like they're not going to be creative, it's not going to be good, and they don't want it to look silly. And there's a massive shift in about 20 minutes of them being in our workshop. Their shoulders are dropping, they're laughing, conversations are flowing, they're meeting people. And, by the end, they're super empowered. So, I am there to facilitate them feeling the presence and accomplishment of being in our workshop and doing something with their hands. Because I truly, in our world right now where we're just consumed constantly with things, I'm trying to break that mold for them a little bit and allow them the experience to create something with their hands and remind them that they can still shape things within this world. And it's very powerful.
Now, I'm interested in hearing about the differences you find with, say, different age groups. You said you've got 6-year-olds and 99-year-olds, but how are young and old and in between, how are they different?
Yeah, I mean, if we could all create like children, that would be amazing because
Mm-hmm.
children come in natural. They don't overthink anything and they're still super bold, but we don't. As adults, we carry fear. We want perfectionism and we compare a lot. And so those things kind of influence the way we design and create in our world. Seniors, though, however, they surprise me the most. They sit down and create, and these memories come out, the stories come out, and I feel like for them especially, it's a very therapeutic and tactile way to bring out their emotions and connections and help them with function within the community better. The one group I find is a little bit harder is the teenagers because it's really hard to get them off their phone. But when you can, it's a really great outlet for them, a great nonverbal way for them to process emotions and kind of remind everyone that we're hardwired to be creative, that that's what we're supposed to do. And we just kind of forget that we need to put that time in.
Okay, nicely said. When we talked last week, I asked you if you'd ever heard of the concept of social prescribing. I sent you some links. So do you agree that what you are doing would be something that could be called social prescribing?
Yeah, so when we were talking, I hadn't heard the terminology before. And so thank you for sharing that with me. I looked into it and absolutely I definitely believe it could because social prescribing is about recognizing that health isn't just clinical and it's social, emotional, relational, and so all of those things definitely fit into what we're doing. These creative engagements are designed to reduce isolation, lower stress, help build confidence and belonging. And so I feel like it fits into that category because even when we deal with seniors, we see them light up and we see friendships form and confidence and all of these things are very therapeutic. And I believe they prescribe meaningful creative connections.
I definitely think you're doing something that falls under that umbrella of social prescribing. So you've started your business not too long ago. What does success look like for you, like 5 years from now? Do you have a plan, a vision?
Well, besides having our caravan, I mean, the caravan is a very big part of it. Like, I would love to expand and have these caravans going all over the country, operating across different communities, partnering with healthcare providers and schools, and, just really getting out there to, not only sell the fun, but also the preventative wellness, right? It's very
Yeah.
important. So I guess I want to just scale our business with integrity. And for me, if I'm able to change the way someone feels and have them connect better, that's a big metric for me.
Nicely said. Is there anything else that you want to tell us about?
I guess just like, going through the whole motions of the caravan has really made me realize that creativity is not a luxury. It's not extra. It's part of the foundation of who we are as humans. And I'm very happy and honored to be helping to facilitate other people in this because I honestly feel that if I can help rebalance that for people, help people slow down, and reconnect with themselves and others, that I am giving back to the community. And that's truly rewarding for me.
Mhm. Very nice. Now, I do end the podcasts asking the same question of all guests. If you had a magic wand and could make one thing better in the world, what would that one thing be?
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. No, honestly, I feel the world got a big hit after COVID. So connections, removing isolation, like those are very big things for me. I find myself a very extroverted person. I love people connecting and people being happy. So I would say that if I had a magic, I would like to be doing what I'm doing right now and creating these spaces for people to be seen and connected without pressure. I just want to make the world a better place, deal with mental health and confidence and resilience.
Okay, that is a big ask, but let's hope. Well,
One small step.
yes. So thank you, Jenn, so much for taking the time to do this podcast. We'll have to keep in touch, and I'll check back in with you to see how it is going.
Thanks so much, Marge. It was a pleasure.
You're very welcome. Okay. Thank you for listening. I would appreciate you sharing this podcast. Consider emailing me at Marge, M-A-R-J, at margeandre.com. I would welcome suggestions for podcast guests. Let's stay connected.